Hey, Scruffy. Wow. Got a meow tonight, huh? Wow. Feisty meow. Wow. You didn't seem very interested in me earlier today. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're eager for dinner, because I got your meaty pate with real chicken and tuna and kibble. Okay, well, you seem eager. Let me try opening the door and bringing out your food. So I already brought out your water. So you just sit there, or move so I can come out with your food. Okay. Okay, so I moved the chair last night. So there should be a little more space, I think. Let's see how it works. Let me get the glove on. Alright. Okay, yeah, I got a lot more space here. Yeah, he likes standing right on the mat. So I didn't realize he was doing that. So at first, I remember when I brought the mat, he didn't like it. But I put the mat there because he was making a mess with his food, especially when he threw up. So I wanted to try to put something to protect the deck a little bit. But every time he throws up, he tends to miss, and he still hits the deck. So I'm having a stressful day, I guess. I'm trying to figure out the tax code. Oops. So I mentioned I've been working on TurboTax for the past couple days now. And see, yesterday my big problem was that not all my forms are available yet from my institutions. So I can't actually finish my tax return because I don't have all the data. So unfortunately, I'm kind of at a standstill to some degree. However, I do know there are some difficult things I'm going to have to do in my tax return. So I decided I was going to try to push on, see if I can at least understand and partially do some of those other things while I wait for the remaining forms. So one of the more complicated things I need to do is figure out how to do the return for my trading account. So I've been learning swing trading for the last year, and I have a separate brokerage account just for my swing trading, because I've heard that for bookkeeping and probably also for tax purposes, it's better to keep your long-term investments and your trading stuff separate. And kind of by just happenstance, I had a brokerage account that I wasn't using, that I opened many years ago. And why does the camera keep going out of focus? Very annoying. I'm trying to get this to focus. There we go. So yeah, long time ago when I had very little money, it was usually too expensive to open a brokerage account because they wanted you to have a lot of assets and then pay a lot of fees. And then the rise of the discount brokerage occurred, and for a while, wow, grab the glove. For a while, some of them were actually doing some pretty good promo offers. So basically, you sign up, refer somebody, put in some amount of money, and do a trade, and they give you free money. And so I had one brokerage account that I did that with, where they gave a really nice bonus for signing up. I think it was like $500 or something like that. And all you had to do was just sign up, put some money in, and do a single trade. I know, their model was they're hoping to make all that money back in your losses or in your trade fees. And so I was being a little crafty, and I basically did like the most conservative possible thing I could do to still qualify for the free money. So I bought shares of a short-term bond ETF, I believe. So basically, it's like next thing up from a money market. So basically, there's almost no risk unless the market like just takes a beating or something. But you only had to be, I think you only had to do it for like be in the trade for like 6 months, and then they give you the money. So I just needed to buy it, hold it for 6 months, and then I got my free money. And there was, for short-term bonds, there's very, very little risk, at least particularly in this period of time. Interest rates are a lot better than what they are now. And the market was, and the economy was actually in better shape at the time. Not like it is now. And then basically I got my free money, and then didn't really do anything with the account. And then some years later, they got bought out by another firm, and they didn't know what to do with it. So it's like, whatever. But I never closed it, so it just sat there. And so finally I decided, hey, I'm going to try some swing trading. I guess I can use this account. And one of the features is they have a lot of nice features for trading. Whereas I mostly done just long-term buy and hold type stuff. I'm not a trader by training. It's the complete opposite. So I'm having to learn how to trade. Now, does that mean you're ready for food, or does that mean you like the pets? So I did try to do my homework before I started trading, and I was aware of certain tax issues. So I tried to be conservative. So there were 2 major tax things I was concerned about. So wash sale rules, which I still don't really fully understand. And I tried to avoid triggering them. But apparently the statement I got from my brokerage shows that I actually did have some wash sales. Not many, but I had a couple. So I'm going to have to figure out that. My impression is it should just sort itself out, because I eventually did close the trade completely, and I was out for more than 30 days after I created the wash sale, and I did this before the end of the year, so my understanding is it should all work out, but I got to see it for myself because the rules they give me a headache. I think most people are confused by it. Okay, I think Scruffy's ready for food. But I think I started hearing him purr, so... Yeah, I think he wants his food. About time. Okay, let's get your food. So, put the plate down on the mat. He's purring again, eating or slurping. Feels pretty good today. Okay, I'm done. So let's see. I got up really early today. Yeah, it was like right at sunrise. Didn't see Scruffy early in the morning. And then I think eventually I saw him sleeping out in the open part of the deck. So the sun came out. So I guess he decided to sunbathe there instead of the rocks. Then he disappeared, and then later that morning I saw him sleeping on the chair. And then he got off again, and then around lunchtime he was back on the chair. And I think I did get footage of that. And so once again I didn't really want to wake him. I was sleeping on the chair to bring out the water, so I waited. And let's see. And then yeah, I don't think he stayed there for a while. And then finally, I think right before I decided to go for a walk. Actually, no, for a run. Yeah, I went for a run today. Yeah, it was another horrible run too. Yeah, I'm really out of shape from being injured for the last 4 months. And looks like it's going to be a really hard battle to regain all that fitness. I'm not looking forward to it. But yeah, so anyway, I came out here I didn't see him on the chair, so I decided I'd bring out his water. And then when I opened the door once again, I saw him. He was next to the potted plant. He's actually sitting next to the scratcher. It looked like he was using it as a pillow or something, or a backrest. And I think he was awake. He wasn't facing this direction, but his head was kind of up, so I think he was awake. So I came out, and then, yeah, obviously he heard me. But yeah, he seemed sleepy, so he didn't seem very interested in me. Didn't seem alarmed, but yeah, he seemed like just kind of leave me alone. I want to sleep. So I put the water down, went back in, and yeah, it looked like he just kind of slowly drifted off back to sleep. So he never got up, never came to the water, as far as I know. And yeah, then I went off for my run. And yeah, I had my terrible run. Let's see, I saw the porch cat. And I think that's about it. Yeah, there were people at the park today. More than I've seen in a while, but yeah, it's not terribly busy, but yeah, it's at least, yeah, people were there. So tennis courts are full. I think there were about 3 volleyball games going. Yeah. I wouldn't say it was busy by any stretch, but yeah, it's more people I think I've seen in a while. I've seen probably like in over a week. Yeah. So yeah, today was mostly about researching taxes. So anyway, um, yeah. So wash sale rules is one thing. So I was trying to read more about that yesterday and continued today. But then I got into another part, which actually, so I think TurboTax actually will handle the wash sale stuff. So I don't think I actually have to do anything. I just kind of need to double check to see what exactly it's doing once I can spit out the final form. But the next thing I got caught up in is something called a section 1256 contracts, and this is for straddles, futures, and I guess cash settled index options or something like that. So basically, I was aware of these things going in, but I actually tried to avoid touching them just because I wanted to get more clarification before I actually did anything. But then I remembered I did actually do one trade with the GLD, which is the gold ETF, which I knew, and I used options, and I knew they were potentially subject to this category. But I did a very small trade, so I figured, okay, well, I'll just test the waters, and I thought it was an optional thing, so I thought worst cases with GLD. So I know gold is taxed at a higher tax rate. It's taxed as a collectible, and you don't get long-term capital gains. And so I figured worst case is I have to pay a higher tax rate. And since this was going to be a short-term trade, I kind of assumed it was going to be the highest tax rate anyway. So I figured, yeah, I think my worst case is, I have a slightly higher tax that I was probably going to pay anyway. So it's just one little trade. I don't think it will be too much of a nightmare. Turns out, the way the brokerage reports it, it's kind of in your face, so I don't think it's actually optional. So I think I'm going to have to do all the extra work. And so I was reading a whole bunch of stuff today trying to get clarification on it. And TurboTax is actually very little help. So in fact, I think the IRS documentation was clearer to understand than the TurboTax stuff, which is not good. And then there's actually a bug, I think, in TurboTax. They were incorrectly labeling the boxes you need to type in, and so the numbers and descriptions were off or wrong. And so I really need to understand the real form. So I'm not happy, but I need to learn this stuff. So something's great. And then I actually discovered there were a couple other trades that I did that actually qualified under the section 1256, which I didn't realize applied to those things, and so I kind of screwed up anyway. So I got to do this anyway. So I think I traded options on I think it was a dollar Japanese yen ETF, and so I think that this is a currency ETF that fell into that category. And then the one that really surprised me was I sold some puts for income on a midstream oil producer, and I know midstream oil producers actually have very complicated tax things you got to do if you buy them outright. So they are basically structured as master limited partnerships, and they require you to file a Schedule K1 which looks very intimidating. And so I wanted to learn a lot more about that before I go into those investments. But I learned there's a hack. So if you sell puts for income, basically you don't actually own the company, so your taxation would just be on the puts. And so I assumed since it was just an option, I'd just be paying your typical short-term or long-term capital gains. And the nice thing when you sell a put is they're baking in the dividend. So you basically so one of the advantages or the nice things about investing in midstream oil producers is they pay really good dividends, and so they're a great way to earn some income passively. So if you sell a put, you basically get access to that income stream without having to do the Schedule K1. So it's kind of an interesting trick. So I sold a put or two on one of them, and now apparently it gets classified as a Section 1256 as well. I didn't realize that. So the one upshot is the section. Yeah, I'm going to move the balls from. Lift the ball. The one upshot is when you do all this Section 1256. Oops. Guess he doesn't want to lift the ball. Is you actually get slightly favorable tax treatment. So rather than paying all short-term or long-term capital gains, I think it's broken up as automatically 60% long-term capital gains and 40% short-term. So by doing this, I actually benefit myself, but yeah, it's really complicated, so I'm not happy. It wasn't a lot of money, so if I had to pay a tax professional to do this, they'd probably charge me an arm and a leg and it wouldn't be worth it. But yeah, since I'm being forced to do it myself, I guess I gotta kind of have to do it, and I guess it'll be worth it in the end. Yeah, it's really skittish tonight. He's coming back. I scared him when I laughed. I think I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go. I don't think he's gonna make up his mind. I shifted my hand a little bit. That was suspicious. Okay, I'm gonna get up. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.